Hey, witchy peeps and family, you know who this is already by now. How are you doing? How are you doing today? I'm up this morning and I'm actually getting ready to take care of some business and go about my day. But I have been thinking about this topic for the past couple of weeks now, and I wanted to touch on it. And it's about witches, bloodborne witches versus Google or textbook witches. And I will just start by saying that within the past year, I had been going through some changes. I had been going heavily under possession a lot. And I had got with some people who basically were not such good people in the spiritualist community. And, you know, these people, a lot of them were blood-born witches, just like I am. We were born into this thing, and and we're just born with certain gifts and talents and things like that. And these people had a problem with Google witches, so they called them, or textbook witches, or witches that were not bloodborne. And before I had the coven, I had this group that I was helping to manage, or I would say it was still a coven, but it wasn't my coven. And I was helping to manage it. And we had a lot of newbie people in there and a lot of new witches. They've never had done a candle spell, they've never done any type of work or anything like that. But I volunteered and I was responsible for helping these people learn how to do magic, how to step their magic game up, how to do their rituals, and, how to find out, how to, find different, candles, what type of candles to use. I had like all the information. That's just something I didn't invent. It's just information out on the internet that I taught, to these people, and also some personal things that they can use in their working. So, as that part of the coven started to grow, a lot of the bloodborne witches did not want to work with these new people who they felt that they were not witches or whatever. And, I can understand that they weren't born into it, but this is the way that I always felt. I always encourage those witches, those new witches, because to me, if you're doing spell work, you're doing hoodoo, or you're doing witchcraft, to me, you're a witch. To me, witchcraft equals witch. I don't care if you're bloodborne or not. Now, I hear a lot of people say, you're not a witch, you're not this, you're not a witch. And you know what? Who can tell you that you're not a witch? Don't let anyone tell you that you are not a witch if you're practicing witchcraft. What they say does not make your reality. This is what I want you to understand. What they say to you does not make your reality. And, it's true. A friend of mine on Facebook yesterday had said, a lot of us witches were always warring with each other and stuff like that. We just can't get along for anything. And I happen to agree with him. I didn't say anything on the post, but I agreed with him. I didn't say anything on the post because I didn't want to get into it with him or war with him or anything, because even though I agreed with him, I foresaw that we would end up getting into it, and I didn't want to have to deal with that. So, I'm trying to just really go a different path with my work and my practice, and I'm not trying to, like I said, get into it with people and stuff like that, but trouble always seems to find me when I'm trying to be peaceful. And you're going to find that as well once you get into this craft, because, from what I'm seeing in the spirituality business now, It's like everybody's jealous of everybody. When you have people telling you, well, you're not a witch if you do that, you're not a witch if you do that, you're not a witch. To me, when I hear people saying that about other people, to me, they're self projecting. There's something in them that they don't believe that they're a real witch, or they don't want you to believe that you are actually a witch. I don't care if you became a witch 5 years ago, a year ago, 10 years ago. Like I said, if you're practicing witchcraft, you're a witch. Witch just means wise woman, okay? And you're practicing the craft, so yes, that means you're a witch. You may not be a blood-born witch, you're a different type of witch. You're a new age witch or an eclectic witch, maybe. Okay, so these people, they're just afraid that you are going to become maybe more powerful than they are, maybe more successful than what they are. So they see you rising and they see you coming into your power. They see all of these good things happen for you. So they're going to try to tear it down because you make them feel inferior about themselves, basically. They see your blessings, they see other spirits are working with you. Maybe you're a bomb ass tarot card reader and you got all these people coming to you. So they're going to shoot their subliminal messages to you. And it doesn't even have to be to you. It could be to any other spiritualist, spiritual worker, or witch that happens to come by their videos and they're listening to their videos, and they shoot this negative energy through the airwaves, and if you're not protected and you're not in your right mind, and, like I said, if you don't have your protection up and you're not strong enough, a lot of these subliminal messages will hit you and take you out the game. Because a lot of these people who are like that, they don't want the competition. They can't handle the competition. They're insecure, just to see that you're getting, clients and traffic and stuff like that on your channels. They can't stand it because it makes them look at themselves and they feel inferior, they feel less than. And like I said, a lot of these people, they may not have even been practicing their whole lives themselves. They may have got into the craft, or got into this business maybe 5, 10, 15 years ago. So when you're out here, and if you're sure that you want to get into this business, witches, especially if you're what they call a Google witch, textbook witch, not a traditional blood-born witch. If you want to get out here and put your name out here, you better be prepared for the test and the backlash, because they're gonna come for you, especially if you're doing really well for yourself out here. I'm just letting you know now, they're gonna come for you. Especially, you're just better off not commenting on a lot of these people's channels. You're better off just not saying anything to a lot of these people. Some of them I wouldn't even recommend you watching their videos, because if you're not mentally strong enough to, you know, repel that negativity with the hate and the subliminal messages, it's going to mess you up. It's going to fuck you up. And you're going to be questioning your own magic, and you won't be practicing your own magic anymore. You'll start going to these people or going around other people, needing help, when you could be doing your own stuff, or you were doing your own stuff before you started getting into this field. It's really, it's a cold game out here in these magical streets. It's not what you think it is. I mean, it's, you're really not going to get a lot of people to truly help you. I mean, yeah, they might give you some information, maybe, but baby, it's not what you think it's going to be out here, especially if you start doing well, and you find out that your magic is really good, and things work for you. So, with that being said, I am going to go ahead and wrap up this video. And I just wanted to put it out there that, You know, being a blood-born witch versus being a textbook witch or Google witch, you know, don't worry about what people say about you if you're not a blood-born witch. Just make sure that you focus on self. Focus on self so that you can help everyone else. Okay? So if you need to contact me or anything for a reading, I do spirit readings and I also do consultations if you need to get work done. Um, you can look in the description box below for pricing information. And you can also contact me at highpriestesskathy@yahoo.com or highpriestesskathy@gmail.com. Oh, and I just want to thank all of you who gave me your support in my last video. I wasn't able to answer every message, but I really do appreciate it. I really do. And with that being said, you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.